All right. Next would be there's a Texas Tech defensive lineman, Devin Drew. Played in 20 games last 2 years and racked up 55 tackles. Seems to be a pretty solid player, and he's made his choice to come to Lincoln.
That's the latest one, yeah. You're forgetting about O'Shawn Mathis.
I'm forgetting about the big one. I chose to go with Devin Drew.
Okay, we can talk about Devin Drew.
There's one.
No,
he's the latest.
Yeah, he's a guy that saw opportunity here, just like O'Shawn Mathis did. Coach Shenander and the whole defensive coaching staff did a great job on these guys, and I think this all bounced back. I think we got to start first. After last week, we talking about Casey Rogers leaving the program, going into the transfer portal, and then you lose another reserve defensive lineman as well. And so it was kind of set up for this in my mind. So O'Shawn Mathis makes it official, chooses Nebraska over Texas. And then Devin Drew jumps on board too. So you're replacing two defensive linemen that hardly played many snaps here at all, with no very, very little experience, if anything. And you're adding two guys that with a combined 8 years of experience. When you start with Devin Drew, he spent his first 2 years of college at Iowa Western, right across the river from Omaha here. Great JUCO program, one of the best in the country, and then went over to Texas Tech and has played a lot of football at Texas Tech. So you're bringing in a guy that's game ready right now, who's played a lot of football. Same goes with O'Shawn Mathis, and you bring in these guys are all coming in to rush the passer. That's what they're here for, and you're starting to build a pretty good rotation of guys. With what you've already got here existing and what they've recruited with at that position. And, Garrett Nelson's obviously going to be the leader there, but, and then Caleb Tanner as well is going to be doing the same thing. So it's going to be very interesting to see when these guys all get here on campus.
Yeah, it's exciting, concerning what the weakness with the team was last year. So they had 20 sacks as a team last year. Only Northwestern and Indiana had less sacks than Nebraska last year. So they want to improve on that. O'Shawn Mathis had as many as 8 a couple years ago. He's obviously the big fish, but the most recent, again, Devin Drew out of the Big 12 as well in Texas Tech, where he played 20 games, 55 tackles. O'Shawn Mathis, 3 consecutive years, second team All Big 12. He can get after the passer.